Hello everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. Today we're just going to jump into my little blurb. We're going to talk about a megalithic wall discovered in the Siberia plateau in Russia, the former Soviet Union. On Mount Shoria of southern Siberia, researchers have found an absolutely massive wall of granite stones. Some of these gigantic stones were estimated to weigh more than 3,000 tons. Many of them were cut with flat surfaces, right angles, and sharp corners. Nothing of this magnitude has ever been discovered before. The largest stone found in megalithic ruins of Baalbek, Lebanon, is less than 1,500 tons. So, how did someone cut a 3,000-ton granite stone with extreme precision and transport them up the side of a mountain and then stack them 40 meters high? 40 meters high. Interesting. That's interesting, but we know they've done that also in Peru, in Machu Picchu. Not on this scale, obviously, but the same type of tactics were used. Cutting stone that weighs hundreds of tons, maybe thousands of tons, and then transporting them up a mountain. It's perplexing, but it was done. We know it was done because we can go and we can put our hands on it. And it's not just somebody spinning a tale or talking about a story. We can actually go there and touch it. These stones in Russia came across my plate, and they're really intriguing. I mean, I've gone through over the photos, and I'm convinced that this was done by hands. Academics will tell you that these are natural formations, and because I'm from up north in northern Canada, where I was born and raised, it's very easy to confuse natural structure that looks like man-made structure. But I'm going to show you why I believe that these are actually man-made. This is one of the telltale reasons right here. We can tell that this block here, right here, was placed on top of this block, and then this block was placed on top of it. It wasn't like an earthquake shook these apart. They split naturally and formed. You just don't get these right angles without tons of splintering and chipping internally. Okay, so if there was a shock wave, it wouldn't have just made perfect cubes. There would have been all sorts of splices and lines going everywhere. This looks a lot like the cut stones in Peru, in Machu Picchu. This was another telltale sign that hands made this. Now, these are really big. It's hard to comprehend and wrap your head around how these huge stones could have been made by humans with our hands. I don't think that's the case. I think these are much older than that. I saw this wear pattern and I thought, okay, well, we know that stone softening, the stone softening techniques is how they use to shape these blocks, these blocks. But when I saw this, I said, okay, well, this could have been water dripping onto this and running off. The water could have pooled in here and then run off the edge. So I really didn't see a lot of evidence of the stone softening. I saw megalithic blocks with right angles and sharp corners, just like the little blurb says. But normally, when you're in these sites and around these sites, you're going to see a lot of evidence of stone softening. And it wasn't until I saw this, and this comes from the same place. Oops. This comes from the same place. This is not erosion. This is definitely a substance put on here and scoop marks. We can go to Egypt and we can see the same thing happening there. We can go to Easter Island, we can see the same thing happening there. We can go to Greece and we can see the same thing happening there. A substance is put on, it softens the rock, then you scoop it out. You can't. There's no other way that that can be done. The water and wind is not going to do this to granite. I'm sorry. I come from this. I come from this type of area where it's nothing but stone, rocks, and trees and lakes. Never in my life have I ever seen anything natural, especially at the top of a mountain. If this was water, like a river or like a course rapids, possibly. But if this is at the top of a mountain, no, sorry, that's not happening. This is stone softening technique. And here is another telltale sign. These are not the same pictures. This is a completely separate picture from a separate part of the area. But once again, these scoop marks, the stone is softened. These scoop marks are made. The blocks are shaped, shifted, and moved around wherever they need to, and placed into a structure of a wall or whatever they're trying to utilize these blocks for. So that's my little blurb on this special place in Russia. I believe it's called Shoria. Just going to try to bring it up one more time here. Mount Shoria, Shoria, in southern Siberia. So I hope you can get on the internet and Google that up, or look it up on your search engines, and find a little bit more about it and explore a little bit more on it. Hopefully I've fueled that for you. Enjoy your day. Hopefully we'll see you again.